Hey folks, it's Jim. Just wanted to do this video. I had to do my 100-mile service. I'm at 117 miles, so I was going to service the bike. Then I said, why don't I practice pulling that rear wheel? Because so many people have had so many troubles pulling that rear wheel. Hopefully Electric has come up with a fix for it by now. And hopefully they also re-engineered their tolerances for that rear dropout to be much simpler to repair on the road. One guy even called me or wrote in and said he was selling both of his electric XPs because of this problem. But I believe I've come up with a solution for it, okay? And it's both small and portable, and yet packs a hell of a punch and does the job very quickly. And we'll get into that. First, my disclaimer is do this at your own risk. You and you alone are responsible for your safety and well-being while working on your bicycle. And this again could damage your bike, or you could be injured repairing your bike. So that is my disclaimer. Do this at your own risk. Okay? So let's get into it and let's find out how I made pulling that rear wheel so simple. And I'm calling this my rear fork spreader for my electric XP. And it's small enough that I can throw it in my bike pack along with my tube and my repair kit and whatnot, and I'm good to go. But you can see that's a simple turnbuckle. For those of you that have frail hands, you can adjust it using your Allen wrench, which I hope is in your kit, okay? You can tighten or loosen however you need to. I found once I got this set, I have a solve for that problem too, by the way. And because we don't want to scratch our spokes, right? So I'm going to wrap the whole turnbuckle part, the actual middle section, in electrical tape, and then you punch the Allen wrench through it, and the tape will pretty much hold the Allen wrench in there, so then you can spin it pretty freely without worrying about dropping it. Of course it could fall out, I don't know, but when I wrap it with tape, it'll also prevent from scratching the spokes and things like that. But you could scratch your spokes also. All I did was put cane feet on the end of the turnbuckle. They stick very well to the flat part of the frame. Okay, this part up here is rounded. This part back here, closer to the hub, is flat. Okay, and that's where my cane feet are. Don't put it up against your disc, but you can get fairly close. There's plenty of room in the spokes. Okay, and we have about 4 inches to pull up, and we only need 1 inch to pull the axle out of the dropouts. Okay, so let's see if we can see that in action, pulling the axle out of the dropouts. All right, and our fork spreader is in place, and then I'll show you how this works. Okay, a lot of people, you know how they struggle and they've got to pull this apart, or they got to use their hands or whatnot. If I'm out on the trail, I'm not going to be able to do all that. I've got to be able to do this quickly and easily, right? So there's how easy it comes out. So our spreader's done the job, right? And what we're going to do is pull this up here, all right? And we're just going to rest on the dropouts. Rest our axle up on the dropouts, okay? Then we're going to pull our tool out. Then we pull our wheel out, okay? Then we finish our repair, or we make our repair. Sorry, it's dropping back in too easy. Then we make our repair, put the wheel back on, rest it on the dropouts, put our tool back in place very carefully, right? Put our tool back in place, and then we will drop it back in. Sorry, I got a washer over here that moved out of place and is stuck up on the trailer there. So then you see how easy it drops in, and make sure you get it pushed all the way back down, right? Okay, you got to make sure you do that. All right, and you've got to get this retaining ring, make sure it's in the place where you can put that Allen wrench back in. But again, when we put this in, okay, we spread it. You don't have to spread it much, just a little bit, folks. A couple of turns will spread these rear forks wide enough to get this dropout, this out of the dropout, the axle out of the dropout. Then we're going to rest it on the dropout. That's why this could be dangerous. Okay, so again, do this at your own risk. Then we pull the tool out, pull our wheel off, repair it, put the wheel back in, rest it on the dropouts, then put our spreader in again, okay, and then turn our spreader. But now that I've put the axle back in, I can pull this out. Then we're going to want to pull this out, right? And, you know, just loosen it up, turn it, and there you go. We'll take it right out, won't we? Pretty easy, and that's it. That's how simple it is. Now this is a smaller foot. I like the big feet, so I'm going to use 2 big cane feet on mine, but you can do whatever you want. This is a 5-inch turnbuckle, okay? And look how small and portable it is. It'll fit right in our bike repair kit, won't it? So that makes that really simple, and then now I can change the rear wheel on the trail without any worries. Hopefully Lectric has come up with a tolerance or design fix for this dropout problem, this rear dropout being too tight. But hopefully they fixed that already. I don't know. Check with the Facebook owners group. From what I hear, there's a Facebook owners group on Electric XPs. I am not on there. I'm not on Facebook, so you're on your own with that. But from what I gather, I imagine they're very supportive. All these bike owner groups are very supportive and a great place to hang out and learn about your bike. But this was just a simple repair thing that I wanted to come up with because so many people were having so much trouble getting this out. And if I'm out on a trail, you bet your bottom dollar, I have to be able to do this alone myself. And I don't want to be carrying ratchet straps to tie out to trees and things like that. And I would have taken the whole thing off, folks, but I already got my chain back on. So I'm ready to put this bike back together. So I apologize for that, but I was ready to go with regards to finishing my 100-mile service on the bike. So, and that's why I was doing this. And then I thought, hey, why not do a 100-mile service and practice pulling that rear wheel since so many people struggled with it. Now, in the front, okay, these came again on my Rad Rover, but your Electric XP probably has something in it like this. Then on top of that, okay, if I'm out on a trail, am I going to have these foam pads? No. So you're going to have to think of flat rocks or branches or something that you can find, some dead wood, to put under your handlebar grips to raise them up so you don't damage the electronics on the handlebars when you do the rear brake lock bike flip out in the trail. Also, the third point of rest on your field stand is your bike seat, isn't it? I'm not using it today because I don't want my bike seat all dirty and scratched up for no reason. But yeah, so think about improvising, how you're going to improvise your handlebar stand when you're out on a trail or whatever, wherever you're going to be. Think about the fact that your bike seat is going to be there, so you might want to throw your rain jacket down on the ground or whatever before you flip your bike over and get your bike seat on the ground as well. Today I'm just using this style, a tote and a 4x4 on the rack to hold the bike up. But you know, think all that stuff through about what you're doing. But the main thing about this video was a simple solution, a rear fork spreader that's very simple and cheap. These are $3. Again, that's a 5-inch turnbuckle. I don't know, $2 or $3 for 2 cane feet at Walmart or whatever. Very simple to do. Remember your Allen wrench, okay, because you're going to have to take that one retaining ring off anyway, and you need your Allen wrench for that. So you should always have Allen wrenches on your bike anyway, but this will help get leverage on the turnbuckle if you have weak hands and you can't do it yourself. The other thing I would do, what I'm going to do again, is wrap this in tape so it won't scratch my spokes, and it will hold the Allen wrench when I poke the wrench through the tape will kind of hold the Allen wrench so I can spin it and not keep dropping it and so forth. Okay, so just food for thought. And again, do this at your own risk. You know, working on your bike, you can damage the bike or you can injure yourself. So again, do this at your own risk. But I thought I'd share that with you, the simple fix of having a rear fork spreader that's very cost effective, very portable, doesn't weigh very much, and we can put it right with our spare bike tube, can't we, on our bike repair kit. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Practicing field service in my bike today and incorporating the 100-mile tune-up and maintenance inspection into the same thing. And yeah, it's been good. And I can get that rear wheel on and off with ease, folks. I've done it 3 times. It's easy and whatnot. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. and I hope that this may help solve some of your frustration with trying to get your rear wheel off. Jim out.